So we're looking at a rare thief. That's where we're gonna get all our information for Dinosaur Planet. See how it differs from Star Fox Adventures. So let's just go through this. Dinosaur Planet. Below is some Dinosaur Planet material that I have acquired and would love to share. I am not sure how much of it is new or not, but I am fairly certain at least some of it is. Enjoy. There's 1 hour gameplay. There's a trailer. I've never actually seen the trailer for Dinosaur Planet, so let's take a look at it. All right, so we got the Nintendo logo. We got Rare. Okay. Huh. Quality's pretty low, but it's also a very old video. Yeah, maximum's 240p.
I am Saber.
Wait. General scales. That's the same. Also, still got those guys. Wait a minute. Okay, so that's like the ending part, probably, would we come up against general scales.
I am
There's a
Saber,
transformer.
Royal Knight from the planet Animus.
That's the same voice. That's the same voice as Fox in the final game. So yeah, they just swapped Saber out.
Royal Knight from the planet Animus.
My name is Crystal, and I've come for the princess.
So there's a princess originally. That boss is the same. That's the one you face on the Snow Temple.
General Scale, ruler, tyrant, and dictator of the Sharpclaw tribe.
Huh. So it looks like they didn't have the dinosaur language, at least from this trailer. We'll see if it's in the hour-long gameplay, but at least for this trailer, they didn't have the dinosaur language set up yet.
Tricky, what's happened?
Oh, so Crystal fought that one. Okay. Okay, so cool. So there's a little bit different. So it did swap between Crystal and Saber, it looked like. And some of the spots where Fox isn't in the final one, it looks like a lot of them still were like originally supposed to be a part of this game. Let's see. Let's check out the 1 hour gameplay. All right. Ooh, that sound. Okay. New game. Let's see. That sound, dude.
I've had a garbled message from the wizard. Something about a floating mountain hidden within a storm. Why he thinks Princess Kite will be out here, I don't know.
Alright, so you still got the flying ship and everything. Very similar to the final product, just no dinosaur language though. That's interesting. So that came after. Let's see if it's the same setup. Okay, so yeah, you got a cannon. It looks, yep, there's a cannon. It shoots the still shooting. That's cool. So that was already like implemented before like it started becoming a Star Fox game. less propellers on that. Huh. Oh, okay, no, it is going. Just had to like dodge it. Yeah, no shit. That's what she's doing, dog. Shoot the propeller. I can't imagine. This is on the GameCube. I can't imagine how bad the aim was. The aim was hot garbage. Like when I was playing the emulated version. And I'm like, Jesus. Just imagine like this whole sequence, man, with the N64 controller. Fucking crazy, man. Alright, okay, same thing. You knock out the 2 turrets, and then the propeller, and then you have to take out the guy's head. It always feels like when you're playing like the original one though, like you never really take out the head. It's just kind of like you rapidly shoot it, and then just like it cuts to the cutscene, man. Sound though, man. Got like some static pop, my guy. Hopefully I can fix that in editing. That is really annoying. Alright, Crystal. Oh, he does not look... Okay, for the recording, guys, I'm just gonna record my own voice. Trailer has some fucking static pop. So there were sharp claws on here originally. Interesting. Crystal looks a little bit cuter too. So those sounds, the sounds they make during fighting's been consistent since the beginning. She's T-pose. Alright. The ship looks so much bigger in this version. The ship is like tiny. Like this actually looks like a fucking galleon. Alright, let's see. General skills.
General Scale, ruler, tyrant, and dictator of the Shopcrow tribe. And who might you be, animal girl?
My name is Crystal, and I've come for the princess.
You seem a long way from home. Crystal.
He looks so much more scary in this one.
Girl, to do his dirty work.
How do you know the wizard?
Let's just say we had a nice little chat, and he's agreed to take a rest for a while. At least until I've taken over the planet.
You coward, Scales. My mother will send an army against you.
Ah, yes, Princess Cat. Your mother. Once I've dealt with this animal, then we'll pay your mother a visit.
Sounds mean to the
but you'll have to kill
pterodactyl
before
in this
you can
one.
save the princess.
Whoa, that's different. So he falls off instead.
I'm okay, I think. Now how do we steer the ship?
Hey, Crystal has to steer it? Wow, okay. Huh. That's a cool intro. I think that's a little bit cooler than the actual finished product. So let's see. Oh, the ship's going down, it looks like. That's some fucking nice music. Rare's always like really good with like sound design. Always got some fucking funky tracks going. Alright, so it looks like they're gonna crash it. Trying to recognize where that's at. Or like what that became, you know? That's a ship. Might be Cape Claw, but Cape Claw is like not as blue. Oh wait, no, it's not going in the water. That's Zoa Palace. Huh. Ooh. Oh, that's not good. I thought it was gonna tip over. Okay. This is Crystal's adventure.
I think we've stopped.
Yeah, no shit.
Crystal, get me out of here.
Oh my god. That sounds like Zelda. Just fucking bangs on the cage.
I'm sorry, Kite. I can't open the cage. It's okay. I'm not feeling too good anyway.
Aw.
This must be
Crystal looks
Warlock
really
Mountain.
cute. I like her little yellow dress. Warlock Mountain. Huh. Let's see if we recognize any elements that made into the final game in Warlock Mountain, because this isn't actually in Star Fox Adventures.
I'll go and find the wizard. He'll get you out.
Yeah, go find him. It's because she's so small. Everything looks so big. Makes the world seem a lot more interesting. So I feel like Star Fox Adventure, like the whole game, you just feel like it's just like a very small world, you know? Like all of like the locations, like there's not a whole lot of space to them. And when there is, there's like nothing there, you know? Huh. What is this? Gonna grab like a fucking bomb and place it down right there? You guys fucking love those puzzles. It's a lot more creepy too. Huh.
Help!
Oh. Speak.
Try not to move. The wizard will help you.
He can't help me. Our king sent us here to protect him. But Scales appeared.
Aw. Oh, he like just straight up died. This one's darker. What? What did he become? He looks like he became one of the fuel cells. Okay, this is it because this is supposed to be like Crystal Palace. Yeah, because this is I think in the same. This puzzle's the same in Crystal Palace too. Oh, yep, that's the same thing. Yes, step there. Do you place anything down there? Yep. Same puzzle. Something she can pick up. Whoa. That's cool. Okay. There's nothing like that in the final game, like a fucking pillar you can just push down. Alright. Let's see if the Krazoa test is still here. Or is here too. What the fuck is that thing?
Brandon, what's happened to you?
It was Scales, but I'll be fine. Crystal, there's no time to waste. You must go to Discovery Falls.
What is that? Warp activator. Oh. Oh, it's shut. Huh, interesting. So you just go into oh, she just had magic. Whoa, okay. So you... Interesting. So your characters had magic instead of just using from the staff. 'Cause that's the same thing like the fireball you shoot from the staff in Star Fox Adventure. But it's just like a fucking ball you can just shoot whenever. That's cool. There's a warp activator. What are those? Sharp claws? He's jamming, man. He's just fucking switching right over, man. Oh, so everything dies like that. That's gnarly. Looks like General Scales got back there. That's cool. That's a cool way to sequence the level right there. That's awesome. Go talk to the wizard, and then General Scales somehow takes the ship back while you were talking with the wizard. That's really cool. I like that. Like, I really hope there's like a ROM for this just like hidden somewhere. I know they had that huge Nintendo leak. It doesn't look like this was a part of it, but It'd be so cool to get like a full, like, playable version of this game, just because I don't know, it just looks so much more interesting than the final product we got. Because things are like the same, but they're different, you know? Whoa, what's this? Oh, here we go. Still, warp pads are the same. That's cool. I don't know if the logo's the same. It looks familiar though. Let's see if it has that fucking psychedelic like transitioning screen. Okay, so it jumped to Saber. And this is the first like the first dungeon. It looks like they, like for like the movement sound, or like the sounds that they make, they kind of are at a point right now where like they were sharing, like Saber and Crystal were sharing the audio, you know? Because that doesn't sound like the voice actor for Saber. Okay, so this is pretty similar.
Can you help me get free?
Oh, the ball's still there. Oh, you could... Huh. That's cool. You could charge your throws. That's awesome. Makes a little squeak. That's cool. Alright, so those guys are still in here. Huh, sharp claw only. He's not trying to be bribed with scarabs. Oh, he just let you through though. Did I miss something? I thought you bribed him. Did you not bribe him? It says, let me just check that again. Oh, he told him to wait, so he got distracted. Huh. There's like nothing like that in the final game. Like, you mainly just use Tricky just to wait on fucking platforms. You never really use Tricky to distract enemies, except maybe for the boss of this dungeon. That's cool. Okay, let's see. Let's see if this is similar. Oh, I think it is. I think that's the same puzzle. Alright. Oh yeah, if you look up in the left-hand corner, it's still showing Crystal's sprite. Alright, so Tricky already has the fire. Let's see if this is the same thing. Let's see if it melts the ice. It does. Doesn't have a cutscene either, which is kind of nice because it's the same thing. There's just a hole in the middle. Huh. No enemies down here? That's cool. Alright, yeah, that's the same. Oh. No, it's just darker. So what happens when they get to the end? I am curious to see. That is like super dark. Still got the mammoth just fucking running around the hamster wheel. This is really dark. But they still don't use the lantern. So that was just like a half-baked idea. I mean, that is fucking dark, my dude. Let's see if this is the same. I don't know how he's gonna do it. He doesn't have the staff. Unless there's nothing down here to switch off. That's the same. The animation took less time though. Which is, dude, there's like, is that how you're supposed to do it? Just fucking hang off the ledge, dude? Okay, I'm glad they switched that, because doing this shit, like, I bet you anything when they were playtesting, sometimes the character just doesn't grab the fucking ledge. The music's just so much more creepy. Like, there actually feels like there's a threat right now. Tricky's not crying though, but you probably are looking for Tricky. Yeah, it's the same thing. You need Tricky to burn that ice down. Let's see. Got 2 kills. What the fuck's that? Oh, Sharp Claw. Oh no. Sounds cool. Alright, so that opens up. Does that let Tricky out? Oh, they did. Yeah, they become like the fuel cells. So the fuel cells were something else entirely.
Come here.
Alright, you got Tricky now. Let's see who else is in there. Dude, I can't tell. It's so dark. It's probably the princess of the fucking mammoths. The atmosphere is just so creepy. I wonder if they cut it there to not spoil how to solve that puzzle. Or if it was just like, lost time. Maybe like it was 2 separate videos. Let's see.
Who are you? My name is Saber, and this is the Crown Prince of the Earthwalkers. We have been sent by the Snowhorn Guardian to find the Spellstone. Do you know where it's hidden?
My name is Belina Tay. The Guardian is my father. Did he send you to rescue me?
I'm sorry, Belina, but he feels you have dishonored the Guardians. We were only sent to find the Spellstone.
The old fool! I had to save the tribe. If it wasn't for my father being a guardian, none of this would have happened in the first place.
It's like the same conversation. That's exactly what happens in the final game. That's cool. So they had to re-record that because the voice lines weren't exactly the same. I mean, not just like them swapping out Fox for Saber. Just even like how like
Belina, are you there?
Saber like projects his voice compared to Fox's slightly
Listen carefully.
different. Fox has a lot more
Find a way
confidence
to the
when he
bottom of the
talks.
mine. I'll meet you there.
And even the daughter, she sounds way different. At least in how like, it sounds like the same actor, but I mean like it sounds like a different recording. Like it's like they went back and re-recorded that. Like this is definitely like a rough draft for sure. Let's see if this is the same. I'm curious because a lot of stuff so far has been really similar. See if you go down, is there gonna be a big pool of water? Kind of looks like it already.
Come here.
You had to call Tricky a lot. I kind of like that he just kind of just follows you now. Yep, that is the same goddamn puzzle. Doesn't have the switch though. Huh. I'm curious, how's he gonna get up? He doesn't have... No, dude, that's cold water. You can't swim well, apparently. I guess they didn't implement the cold water yet. Let's see. Oh, just climbing. Okay, that's cool. Alright, so he climbs up. Alright. That's not open though. Does he swim across? Huh. That's creepy. Sounds like some fucking horror movie shit. Oh, can he do it too? Alright. That's dope. Oh, and it freezes. Which that's what it does in the other one too. No, actually the icicles become pillars. Become like little platforms. They don't like freeze though, cause they're protruding up past the water. This like is like freezing the water. Dude, that's tight. Alright, same jumping mechanics. Nice. I wonder if the controls are inverted for aiming too. Alright. Ice platforms. So crazy. Just how much bigger this whole sequence looks compared to the final game. I like that you can just hear the boulders still rolling. I feel like you would though. It's just like an empty fucking cave, man. There's nothing going on in there. You got fucking boulders rolling down constantly. I think you'd hear them. Alright, go for it, buddy. Alright. Now jump to that one. You got it. Nice. Now, where do you go? In there? Okay, so that same fucking puzzle. Same fucking puzzle. There isn't a, there isn't like a path though that's like stopping you from dropping it somewhere else. Like if I just drag it and drop it on the ground over there, because you totally could, and there's nothing stopping you. I think that's why they added the like little mounds on it, like around it, so you couldn't push it off. Oh, and the ice block doesn't actually disappear; it's just under the water, dude. I wonder if that's how it is in the real game too. I think the Out of Bounds guy needs to do a video on Star Fox Adventure, man. Whatever he has, I need to see if they if he's done that yet. What was he shooting at? What is that? Oh, fucking little lamp that barely lights anything. Alright, so we're back to Crystal. Let's see where she's at. Oh, that looks like... I don't know, that looks familiar though. Is that the Cloud Temple?
Crystal, I'm home.
Yeah, I think that's supposed to be the Cloud Temple. Whoa, you alright there, buddy? Whoa, she just one-shot him. Whoa, okay, what, do you actually get stronger with your staff throughout the game? It does more damage? What? Oh yeah, no, this is the Cloud Temple. This is the exact same thing, man. You have the fucking little security drones. Do they shock her though? That's the question. She's hiding. She's hiding. Oh, they do. They do the exact same thing. Whoa! 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 They're so much more aggressive. All right, so this is the snow area. Is it? Let's see where. This is probably where like you first like get tricky. Oh, you know what? No, this looks familiar. This looks like it's close to where
Come here.
you meet the mammoth that gives you the first scarab bag.
Hey, look at this.
What'd you find? Oh, it's in voice too. So they had these voice actors for a hot minute. So I mean, like this game was like in development, like I think like in like
Wait, there's
the
something
early
close by.
2000, or maybe even like 1999. Because like Star Fox Adventure, it was released in 2002. So I feel like a lot of the people who worked on this build of the game, the idea like when it comes to like voice acting for the characters, has to be the same. Fucking scuffed Saber out, man. It's like, nah, we're just gonna use like the original actor for Fox from the Nintendo 64. I know you've been working with us for like 3 to 4 years now, but yeah, we're cutting your fucking role altogether, not giving you credit. That would suck. Let's see. Yes, that's Earthwalker Temple.
You need anyone or you good?
I'm good. Thank you, though.
Mother! Mother!
See, Tricky's mom's purple.
It's good to see you again, Saber. You have taken good care of my son.
Where's father?
The Sharpclaw drove our tribe away and have taken the sacred stones from this room. And they took your father into the walled city.
With the red eyes and the hook claws, we've got to help him.
I forbid you to enter that evil place.
But mother...
It's all right, Tricky. I can look for your father.
There are many dangers within the walled city. Follow me. I will open the jungle door for you.
Oh wow, she actually moves. So the walled city was, you didn't have to fly to it. Any of these places, I feel like, they were just on the actual planet. So yeah, the whole, like, the planet separating, I think, was just to incorporate Fox. It's wild. What the fuck? Oh, it's a door. Okay, so he hits it. Oh, and you can hit the switch. Okay. Dude, I don't know how they fucking played this game. It's so fucking dark, though. Like, it looks a little bit better in, like, OBS. But, like, it is just still, like, really dark. I can barely see where you're supposed to go. Let's see. I wonder if that's intentional, because, like, this, section in the, final game, right, had, just, like, pitch. Yeah, this section in the final game just had, like, pitch you could fall into. So I wonder if, like, there's, like, a secret, not a secret, like, a hidden pit. Okay, and then they still have that fucking, puzzle. Oh, isn't that you have to shoot? Do you have to shoot something? What do you have to shoot? No? Oh, it stopped it. No? Oh. I think you had to stop it on the sun. Little turtles. They do not give a fuck. Oh, is this Cape Claw? Oh yeah, I think this is Cape Claw.
So this is Discovery Falls.
Fuck. Discovery Falls. This is Cape Claw. You know how I could tell? Because it looks like the final version of Cape Claw. So it looks like the pterodactyl princess stayed with Crystal throughout the game, whereas Tricky stayed with Saber. That's interesting. So there was two companions. That might also make sense why there's always a fucking pterodactyl in each fucking stage. Ah. Oh, it fucking moves? Oh my god, that's terrifying. I wish they would have kept that in. Oh my goodness. I like that you can like actually dodge in this one. Why does it sound like he's being electrocuted? Oh, that's wild. So yeah, when they die in this one, they become fucking fuel cells. Let's see, there's no cannon, it looks like. And all those sections where you use the rocket pad are, you just have to climb the wall. So there were Krazoa, though. Huh, interesting. That's the Krazoa face. Whoa. What's that? What is that? Ooh. It's like fucking Michael Myers fucking creeping up on you. Ooh. Which one is this? This is a Krazoa spirit. This is the test your fear, it looks like. Oh. Wow. Ah. That sounds cool. They get like some blue fucking sparkly eyes, man. Where's my... that was an improvement for the final product. They got that purple ivory eyes, man. What the fuck is that? Oh, this is them lowering down Tricky. That's the exact same. That's pretty much the exact same fucking cutscene.
When you are ready, take a step.
Oh, and they push him in there. Fucking Doom sound effects. Let's see how you get in there. Let's see if it's the same. That's interesting. So they don't always try to just straight up attack you. They like stand back from afar and taunt you just to come at them. Interesting. Oh yeah, the key. So is that where you put the key into? What is that? Oh, it's a button. That looks like a donut on the wall. Or a glory hole. Dude, pick up the fucking key. Come on.
Hey, Scaleface! Pick on someone your own size. What? Who's that? I am Saber, Royal Knight from the planet Animus. I've come to take the prince back to his... Hey, wait!
Like the same fucking conversation, dude. Dialogue's exactly the same. There's no sound. Let's see, do you still have to do that fucking shit where you get in front of them? Yeah, it looks like you do. No music yet. Huh. Okay, that's similar. There's still the hole there. Is there two of them? Or yeah, there should be two of them, right? He didn't pass the other one, did he? Well, that's cool.
Don't eat my succulent kid.
There's the other one. Alright, goes into there. I don't know why the sequence seems. Oh wait, no, it's almost done. Maybe it's not as long.
Dragon has promised you.
Oh, it doesn't show you.
You're just a fool.
Who or what is a dragon?
I assure you, Queen, once we have all the spell stones, Dinosaur Planet will be mine. And now, for the last time, where is the spell stone?
You
Interesting.
never know.
So it looks like the NPCs in this version, they knew about the ending villain, whereas the final product they didn't.
Gods?
Oh, proper guards. So that's the same, except with crystal. Dinosaur in a cage. No Slippy calling you.
Help me. Help me.
Let's see. Do you sneak up on it? Huh. What was that? Why'd you change color? Oh, okay. She was in like a shape-shifting mode. Huh. Or not, maybe just because of the color, she looked like a sharp claw? Huh. Super weird. Or maybe she's supposed to be a sharp claw, they just don't have the
There's a key down there.
a playable model implemented yet. That's cool. What do you release that person? Okay. Just gonna walk out. Oh, and crystals with drinking. Interesting. Oh, I wonder if crystal is just a placeholder. exactly the same. I want to know what fuel cells did. In this version. It's super weird. When enemies die, they drop them. So I think that's why they're just like scattered about so much in the final one. Because they're really prevalent in this one too. Alright, let's see. He probably turns around and eats her. Oh, she ran up to him. Alright, so this is exactly the same. Looks like it takes more hits. Oh, calm down. She's a chunkers in this one. She T-posed. Little flex, just T-pose on him. Alright, let's see if this is the same. No, they're not gonna show it. Oh, that's a bummer. Alright, that's cool. See if there's really anything left to. I don't think there is. Oh no, there is. Wait. Okay. Cut this start screen out. Alright, let's see. Okay, so you just hit the tail again. Jesus. I like that they illuminated them in the final game because they seem like they're kind of hard to see. They must be because the person playing this game just died. Oh, it starts the whole demo over. Okay. That's cool. So it's an hour of Dinosaur Planet. Let's check out some of this stuff. Condensed Story. Can I see the full size of this baby? Can I zoom in? My goodness. Why can't I zoom in? No. Oh. It's because my keyboard's not on the right computer. Okay, stop. No, stop resizing it. God damn it. Alright, there we go. Is this the first page? Let me see. I want like the first page. Okay, the condensed story of Dinosaur Planet. Let's see. Complete silence is followed by a huge crackle of energy as space itself is torn apart, and Saber and Crystal fall down to the dusty ground below. The wormhole that they have just fallen through closes above their heads, and they find themselves in a dark room. Saber reminds Crystal of the message his father left him. My son, though I have not been a good father to you, I ask for your help. I find myself in a grave situation. I have made contact with another planet different from our own, and have a met a strange creature called a dinosaur. He is the king of the Earthwalker tribe, and has asked me to help him and his planet in turmoil. The planet is governed by two ruling tribes, the Earthwalkers and the Cloud Runners. The leader of the vicious Sharpclaw tribe, known as General Scales, has kidnapped a prince and a princess from each of the tribes. By doing this, he hopes to cause chaos throughout the planet, as instead of working together, the ruling tribes are too busy blaming each other. I tried to help, but I have been mortally wounded and remain deep inside a place called Warlock Mountain. Please hurry, jump through the wormhole. It will bring you to Dinosaur Planet. Saber, you must find Prince Tricky, and Crystal, you must find Princess Kite. When they are rescued, bring them to Warlock Mountain. Saber is a 20-year-old warrior from Wolfen tribe and is the son of Randorn, the Wizard King. I love that they have to specify his age. Interesting. Okay. He is an excellent swordsman, taught by his elder brother when he was 13. A war took place on his home planet. His elder brother, sent into battle by his father, died on the battlefield. Randorn, overcome with grief, disappeared into the wilderness, never to be seen again. After many years of torment, Saber decided to head into the wilderness in search of his father. He had many questions waiting to be answered. Let's go to the fucking next page. Okay, page 2. Did it zoom in on all of them? Alright, just make sure. Okay. Let's see. While searching a densely wooded valley, Saber came face to face with a female warrior called Crystal. She was from the tribe that had been at war with the Wolfens for many years. It was they that had killed his brother. He drew his sword, but was surprised when she called out his name. She told him of a tale of a hidden temple into which she and his father had ventured. They had discovered a way to communicate with other races beyond their world in the stars above, and had spoken to strange creatures called dinosaurs. The dinosaurs had asked for help, and Randorn took the task upon himself. Before leaving, he had asked Crystal to find his son Saber. Let's go into the fuck. Who the fuck is Crystal? Crystal, after Randorn had disappeared into the wilderness, he had took revenge on his slain son, on any of the fox tribe that he came across. Blinded with the fury, he destroyed whole villages with his magical powers. This ended when he discovered a young 6-year-old child fox stranded and alone, her parents killed by his own hands. Overwhelmed with a guilt, he took the young fox with him and named her Crystal. Together they explored the wilderness as Randorn began to come to terms with his grief and his anger. By the time they had discovered the hidden temple, Crystal was 16 years old. Okay. I don't know why we have to keep specifying the ages, but alright. When they activated the secrets within the temple, Crystal was amazed that other races even existed here on the planet. How you say it? Amos? I'm gonna say Amos. There were only animals, strange creatures such as dinosaurs didn't even exist in her imagination. She tried to stop Randorn going to help the dinosaurs, but he thought this was the one chance he has to redeem himself from all the mistakes he had made in the past. She was to find his son Saber and tell him that he was sorry. The moment he entered the wormhole, a message suddenly appeared from within. It was from Randorn. He was in trouble. Crystal must find Saber, and together they must enter the wormhole and come to a dinosaur planet. The adventure begins. Through a heavy storm, Crystal rides the back of a soldier from the Cloud Runner tribe. They are flying through the air when out of the dark storm clouds around them appear a flying galleon. Blasting the cannons and landing on the galleon, Crystal is about to rescue the princess when a door bursts open and General Scales approaches her. He is the leader of the Sharp Claw tribe and has waited for this opportunity to take control of Dinosaur Planet. For many years, Crystal attempts to get to the princess, but Scales knocks her to the ground. But whilst he's standing there gloating, lightning strikes, throwing him off the side of the galleon. After defeating Scales and rescuing Princess Kite, the galleon docks at Warlock Mountain. Crystal heads off to find Randorn. She finds him in ill health. He mumbles something about something about this is not Scales doing. There is someone else. He's very afraid. Randorn then tells her about a race called the Krazoa, who ruled the universe millions of years ago. During a great battle, they were destroyed, and from this destruction arose the great, Camria dragon, the god of the dinosaurs. The dragon had created the dinosaurs, and since that day, life had been good. But recently, the King Earthwalker was beginning to suspect that the ancient texts were hiding something. Maybe the history of the planet was wrong. He gives her his spell book and tells her to go to a place called Destiny Falls. There, the dinosaurs had uncovered a mysterious shrine that may hold the answers that the King Earthwalker had been looking for. As she returns to the galleon, General Scales is waiting for her. Somehow he had survived the lightning strike and was still alive. Even the fucking script is confused how he survived. He commands the galleon to head off into the sky, leaving her stranded and having to rescue the princess again. She discovers a hidden warp room and finds herself stood in front of a huge stone creature. His name is Rumble. He is one of the Swap Stone twins. Rumble informs her that he is able to swap the player between the main characters of Saber and Crystal. With a wave of his hands, we join Saber's adventure. Saber discovers that Prince Tricky is to be imprisoned at the top of Ice Mountain. He attempts to rescue him, but the prince has ideas of his own and runs off with the two sharp claws in quick pursuit. Saber jumps aboard a jet bike and chases after them down the frozen slopes. He eventually catches up with the young prince, and together they head off through the forest of the northern wastes. This cold land is home to the Snowhorn tribe. The prince reveals that he is able to help Saber by using his sidekick commands. He can dig up items buried under the ground. He can use his flame breath to set fire to things, and he can also get them both into lots of trouble, which he does regularly. God, this script is condescending. Saber's task is to get Tricky back to his parents. This takes them through Swap Stone Hollow. Here they find Tricky's mother, the Queen Earthwalker, has been badly injured. After helping her, she tells them of General Scale's plan and how they can stop him. The general has taken control of the 2 Force Point temples. These buildings are used to extract magic energy from deep within the core of the planet, which the dinosaurs then use to power their world. He wishes to use this energy for evil. To stop him, Saber and Crystal must find 6 spellstones and place them inside the temple. This will shut down the power and save their world. Returning to northern ways, they find a Snowhorn imprisoned under a layer of ice. After helping him, he reveals that he is a Spellstone Guardian, one of a special group of dinosaurs formed millions of years ago by the Chimera Dragon. Each Guardian was given a Spellstone to protect, and his secret was passed down from generation to generation. If the planet were ever in trouble, the Guardians would take the stones and stop the energy extraction. General Scales learned that the Guardian's secret, but the Spellstone had been hidden deep within dark ice mines. When the Guardian had refused to reveal its exact location, the general threatened to destroy his whole tribe. The Guardian still refused, but his daughter stepped forward to help Scales. She held the safety of her tribe above the importance of her father's Spellstone. Saber and Tricky must head into the mines to find the Spellstone before Scales. Meanwhile, Crystal had made her way to a place called Cape Claw. It was here that the Sharpclaws had made their base, and where she was sure to find Princess Kite. After rescuing a strange little dinosaur called a Lightfoot, she rescues the princess, and together they head off to Discovery Falls as Randorn had wished. Before they get there, Crystal is captured by the Lightfoot tribe. They believe her to be a Sharpclaw collaborator, but when she comes to their aid, they reward her by opening the route to Discovery Falls. In a time before the dinosaurs, Discovery Falls was regarded as a sacred place. Before the war began, the Earthwalkers had found a strange shrine which was covered in an unusual form of ancient text. Randorn thought that if they could find a way into this shrine, it may give them some clues as to what exactly Scales was up to. Crystal and Kite eventually open the shrine door and venture inside. Here they must complete a Krazoa test, which ends with Crystal being possessed by a spirit. The spirit commands her to return to Warlock Mountain. They had uncovered the first Krazoa shrine, but who exactly are the Krazoa? Back in Dark Ice Mines, Saber and Tricky, under the Guardian's daughter's instructions, had reached the bottom of the mine. Somewhere in a hidden chamber, they will find the Spell Stone. Tricky uses his Find command and digs a hole through into the secret place. Here they find a huge frozen waterfall. Within the ice they can see the Spellstone, though it appears to be sitting on a huge hand. Melting the ice, and it awakens a terrifying monster. He grasps the Spellstone, but before chasing our heroes, he decides to eat it. After a long battle which ends inside the monster's stomach, The spellstone is collected. Quickly they return to the Guardian, as only he has the powers to activate a spellstone. They then head back to the Swapstone Hollow to attempt to find the Volcano Force Point. Within Swapstone Hollow lived the Thorntail tribe. These friendly dinosaurs guide them down river to Diamond Bay. After helping out a distressed point back, they are given a map which reveals not only the entrance to Volcano Force Point, but another hidden Krazoa shrine. Entering the Force Point Temple, the first spellstone is placed. They are now one step nearer to saving the planet. Crystal and Kite have now returned to Warlock Mountain. As they approach the wizard, the spirit leaves her body and reveals itself. It is known as Juan at Lachu, one of 8 beings that the Krazoa once worshipped. Crystal must take its spirit and release it within Warlock Mountain. This causes the huge floating diamond within the mountain to rotate. The reason for this will soon be revealed. They must collect 8 Krazoa spirits as their second main task. Leaving Warlock Mountain, Crystal decides it is time for Kite to return to her tribe. They make their way up through a strange mountain area called Moon Mountain Pass until they reach the grand entrance of Cloud Runner Fortress. So that's interesting. So in the original version of this game, there was more spellstones, more Krazoa spirits too. A total of 6 spellstones, a total of 8 Krazoa spirits. It also looks like, at least just from how this is written, that the story like jumped in between. So maybe like during that 1-hour gameplay trailer, it wasn't just like different cuts from like different like recordings. It might have jumped like that, where you'd play Crystal and then you would play as a Saber. Maybe you could swap, like maybe if, like with the swap stones, like if you wanted to like check out what Crystal was doing, it might not like continue the story, but like maybe you forgot something in like a section of that part of the game, you could swap to real quick to grab it, you know? But who knows? Entering the fortress, they are immediately attacked by sharp claws and some strange robotic devices. This isn't technology that the dinosaurs would have. Making their way into the fortress, they see General Scales has got there first and is interrogating Kite's mother, Queen of the Cloud Runner tribe. He demands that she reveals the location of a spellstone hidden somewhere within the fortress. When she refuses, he kills her. Crystal attempts to stop Kite from revealing themselves, but suddenly a robot appears from behind and she is knocked out unconscious. When Crystal awakes, she is trapped inside a dark dungeon cell. Kite must have been captured by General Scales. After escaping from the dungeon, freeing a trapped dinosaur and reactivating the power of the fortress, Crystal finds Kite. Kite tells her that the dinosaur she helped is a Spellstone Guardian. To uncover the hiding place of the Spellstone, they must explore the fortress and find Kite's brother and sisters, who were hidden when the Sharpclaw arrived. They eventually find their way into the tunnel beneath the fortress, but Scales has gotten there first and is just about to grab the Spellstone. When Crystal arrives, he passes it to one of his Sharpclaw before using his mysterious belt to warp out of the chamber. That must be how he survived the fall from the galleon. The remaining Sharpclaw race off on their jet bikes while Crystal is on hot pursuit. Blasting them from their bikes, she gains the Spellstone, which is then activated by the Guardian. Leaving the fortress behind, they head off to locate the Desert Force Point Temple. Saber and Tricky have now completed another test and have collected the second Krazoa spirit. They take this back to Warlock Mountain, whereby they release it, causing the huge diamond to spin faster, sucking up raw magic energy from deep within the planet. When they return to Swapstone Hollow, Tricky wishes to go back to his home to see how his mother is doing. Together they go to Earthwalker temples. Upon entering the area, it is heavily guarded by the strange robots. They find Tricky's mother hiding beneath the main temple. She needs them to collect the Sun and Moon Stones, and also asks Saber to enter the walled city and rescue her husband, the king of the Earthwalker tribe. Though there is a problem, he must do it alone. The walled city is a place where the most dangerous dinosaurs lived. Here anarchy rules, and the chaos is presided over by the Red Eye tribe. It is also home to the Hookclaw tribe, a distant relation to Sharpclaws. They are extremely clever, but will show you no mercy. Entering the jungles surrounding the ancient city, Saber discovers an egg that hatches, revealing a baby Red Eye sidekick. The baby must think that Saber is his mother, and he remains with them during his stay in the walled city. The baby has a special sidekick command that Saber can utilize throughout. Saber finds the King Earthwalker and rescues him from a gang of Hookclaws. He tells of their plot to take control of the city. However, he does not believe the Red Eyes will listen to him, as they prefer to eat first and ask questions later. The city is surrounded by the Twilight Marsh. It is here that the Spellstone Guardian resides. He helps Saber to stop the Hookclaws, allowing him to return the baby back to his father, the king of the Red Eye tribe. By taking part in the king's challenge, he gains the Spellstone, activate it, and meet back with the King Earthwalker to return to the Earthwalker Temple. As a reward, the king reveals the location of the mysterious communication chamber. It was via the chambers that he was able to contact Randorn in the first place. Saber is excited as this may allow Crystal, Randorn, and himself to return home once General Scales has been stopped. The king tells them to take the Spellstone back to the volcano Force Point. To reach the Desert Force Point, Crystal and Kite must first cross the Golden Plains. This is a huge barren desert. After making their way to the temple, they place the Spellstone. Returning back through the desert, they witness a strange mirage. The mirage claims to be a Krazoa and tells them to go back to the Moon Pass. But before they go, Saber must first collect moon seeds hidden beneath Swapstone Hollow. The message is sent to Saber and Tricky, who collect the seeds before they venture back to Volcano Force Point. Now Crystal has the seeds. She must plant them by feeding them fire at night. They are moon seeds after all. They grow, allowing her to enter the hidden areas of Moon Mountain Pass. After discovering another Krazoa shrine and gaining a further spirit, the mirage appears again. It tells them that 6 spirits must be placed within Warlock Mountain before the Krazoa Palace will open. Randorn had told her that the Krazoa had been extinct for millions of years, but yet here was one guiding her. She returns to the Warlock with the spirit. Randorn asks Crystal about his son Saber. He still hasn't been able to speak to him yet. He just wants to apologize. Crystal places the third spirit together with Kite they head back to Swapstone Circle. Saber and Tricky have by this time placed their second spellstone on the way out from the temple. If they discovered the Moonstone and returned back to Earthwalker Temple, this reveals another Krizoa shrine that was hidden inside the top of the mountain temple. Saber completes the test and heads back to Warlock Mountain with the spirit, whilst he calls out to his father, but there is no reply. Randorn's condition is getting worse. He is too ill to answer his son. Saber releases the spirit and returns to Swapstone Hollow. Back on Swapstone Circle, the Lightfoot Chief has revealed a hidden entrance that leads from his settlement to the sacred dinosaur burial grounds of Blackwater Canyon. He refuses to allow Kite to enter, insisting that Crystal take a Lightfoot guide. Within Blackwater Canyon, Crystal discovers the Tree of Souls. When a dinosaur dies, its magic energy is returned into the plant through the magic power of the tree. The Shadowhunter tribe are the protectors of this place, and their leader, a Spellstone Guardian, agrees to give her the Spellstone. However, his jealous son has other ideas and takes the stone just as it is about to be handed over. Together within the Lightfoot, Crystal chases the Shadowhunter throughout the canyon, even catching up with him just inside the gates of the final resting place. The area is littered with bones. The Shadowhunter refuses to give Crystal the Spellstone, but their presence in the sacred area has angered the spirits. Suddenly, a huge bone monster emerges, trapping the Shadowhunter within its cage like ribs. Crystal and the other Lightfoot defeat the monster and save the Shadowhunter. He realizes that they really are trying to save his planet and gives Crystal the Spellstone. His father activates it and they return to the Lightfoot Chief. On her arrival back to Swapstone Circle, the Chief gives Crystal a Krizoa tablet. This has been with the Lightfoot for many years. He tells her to take it to Cape Claw, reunite with Kite. They cross the Golden Plains and once more entering the Forest Point Temple. With their second spellstone placed, they head back to Cape Claw with the Krizoa tablet. Maybe this will explain the mirage. The tablet allows them to open further hidden areas within Cape Claw, eventually uncovering another Krizoa shrine. Crystal completes the test and gains another spirit. However, they still do not know the location of the Krizoa Palace that the Mirage spoke of. They return to Warlock Mountain to release the spirit. When Crystal reaches Randorn, he collapses on the ground. By feeding him, he feels well enough to speak. He recalls how they arrive on this planet and hopes by getting access to the communication chamber, they can return to their own planet, Ainmus. She realizes the spirit and returns to Swapstone Circle. The Thorntail on Swapstone Hollow have now seen that Saber can be trusted, so they open the gates that will lead into Willow Grove. This is a sacred land and is next to Dragon Rock, the final resting place of the dinosaur god, the Chimeran Chimeria dragon. But since General Scales began his war, the area has been sealed and strange things have started to happen. Willow Grove was slowly becoming a warped and mutated land. The plants have changed, and even the dinosaurs that had wandered through have become mutants. Saber and Tricky meet with many seemingly unfriendly mutants, but these dinosaurs are just angry at their situation and are not evil at all. The adventurers discover the 6th Krizoa shrine and complete the test to gain the spirit. The mutant leader is a great alchemist and tells them to return as he might be able to help them enter Dragon Rock. They quickly return to Warlock Mountain. To their amazement, and placing the sixth spirit reveals the location of the Krazoa palace. As the spirit is released, a great change occurs to the huge diamond. It transforms into a sun. Saber finds himself being lifted off the ground as Juan at Lachu speaks to him. They tell him that the evil must be stopped. They are not referring to General Scales, but something or someone else controlling him. They tell Saber about the majestic 8 planets. The first planets created when the universe began. Dinosaur Planet is one of these eight. To save this world, they must go to the Krazoa. It seems that they do actually still exist. The Quan at Lachu continued by telling of a great war that the Krazoa fought many years ago. The war almost destroyed them all, but some still remain. This must be the destruction mentioned in the dinosaur history that actually gave birth to them. The Quan at Lachu ends by insisting that the evil must be stopped, but does not reveal the form of the being of which it speaks. With the Krazoa Palace entrance now open, Crystal and Kite head back to Cape Claw and enter the mouth of the huge rock skull. Inside, they discover hidden caves containing a translator object. This allows them to read ancient text that they will have seen throughout the landscape, and helps them open the gates into Krazoa Palace. Inside the palace, they discover a lone Krazoa. He explains that the rest of his race are in suspended animation. The palace's emergency system woke him as the planet was in danger. They were being attacked by a dragon from the Chimerian race, their arch enemy. This is who is controlling General Scales. The Great War had been fought between the Krazoa and dragons. The Krazoa worshipped the Quan at Lachu, the creators of the universe. However, the dragon deemed they to be more worthy than even the Quan at Lachu, and so the Great War began. This war almost destroyed the whole of the universe and climaxed in a final battle above a newly born world, Dinosaur Planet. The dinosaur's so-called god was actually the last great warrior dragon who was slain in battle, his body falling onto the planet below. As time passed, a legend was born. The dinosaurs believed that their race had been created when the fallen dragon emerged from the flames. Now an ancestor of the dragon known as Dracor has returned for his revenge. By extracting all the magic energy from this world, he will finally destroy the Krazoa. A spell stone once resided in the Krazoa Palace, but has disappeared due to the huge quantity of magic energy being extracted. 2 tiers in time and space have appeared within the fortress. The Krazoa explained that Crystal and Kite will have to visit both the past and future to get the spell stone before it actually disappeared from the present. Crystal first journeys to the future, where she discovers the place has been almost completely destroyed. The time tears have ripped the place apart, and it lies in some strange limbo, poised on the edge of a black hole. She finds the Krazoa from the present close to death. All the other Krazoa have been destroyed. The dragon has won. He had taken the spellstone from the past, which stopped the planet from being saved. The Krazoa then tells of the last battle at Warlock Mountain where Saber was killed by the dragon. He dies. As he dies, Crystal asks what has become of her, but he gasps his last breath before he can reply. Together with Kite, they head back to the past. Here, Crystal finds herself at the time just before the Great War had begun. The Krazoa of this period are very nasty. Crystal must not be detected and must steal the spellstone for herself before one of the dragon spies does it. She also discovers that the story told to her by the Krazoa is not exactly true. It was the Krazoa that had started the Great War, not the dragons. The Krazoa wanted the dragons dead, so the Quan Lachu would allow only them to rule the universe. On returning to the present, Crystal finds herself in a predicament. Now she knows the truth. Should she help the Krazoa? But if she does not, then Saber is going to die. The lone Krazoa admits that they were wrong and insists that they have changed. They have realized that all the majestic 8 races have to live together. She believes him and quickly heads to the Desert Force Point Temple. With her last spellstone, she can shut it down. Just as she places the spellstone inside the temple, General Scales appears in a blind rage. The temple begins to shut down, but he will not stop until Crystal is dead. Outside, the King Earthwalker and his soldiers are attempting to get to the temple to save Crystal, but they are too late. She must defeat him alone. After a long fought battle, Crystal finally destroys General Scales. The King Earthwalker eventually breaks through to help, but his timing isn't very good. He tells Crystal to remove Scales' belt, this technology given to him by the dragon. But as she does, it changes to stone. He tells her to give it to Saber, who must take it to the mutant leader in Willow Grove. He is an alchemist and may be able to help. Saber takes the belt, and with the help of mutant leader, it is brought back to life. This allows Saber to safely enter Dragon Rock without mutating himself. Now that General Scales is dead, the Sharp Claws are completely disheartened. They stand idly by and let you enter Dragon Rock without any hassle. Dragon Rock is a huge, empty plain. Standing in the center is a towering rock, underneath which is said to lie the body of the ancient dragon which Dracor is attempting to revive. It seems that the ancient dragon has huge destructive powers that the current dragon evolution has removed. By using the magic energy from the planet, Dracor attempts to revive the ancient dragon with its powers. He will be able to destroy the Krazoa and finally take over the universe. To get inside the rock, Saber and Tricky must burst past Dracor's defenses. To do this, they must rescue the Earthwalkers and ride on its back to smash down barricades. Then by rescuing the Cloud Runner that helped Crystal to defeat the Galleon, she must take out the laser searching lights. Finally, they must rescue a high top and protect it as it carries giant rocks to at last open the entrance to the rock. Inside, Saber discovers that all that remains of the great Chimera dragon is its heart. The heart is connected up to huge tubes, pumping it full of pure magic energy. Within the heart lies the spellstone. Saber bows and defeats the heart and gains the spellstone. As he is about to leave the stone, Dracor appears. Saber must quickly escape from within the rock before he is trapped there forever. Saber and Tricky return to the mutant, who reveals himself to be a spellstone guardian. The final spellstone is activated. Saber returns to the volcano. Force Point and places it within. The magic energy extraction has finally begun. Stopped, and with the heart destroyed, Draker's plan is defeated. However, he is still alive, and until all the spirits are placed, the vision that Crystal saw in the palace may still come true. By placing the final spellstone, the Krazoa shrine within Golden Plains rises out from the sand. Crystal and Kite quickly head back and collect their final spirit. As they return to Swapstone Circle, Kite binds her goodbye. She must return to Cloudrunner Fortress and assume her late mother's role as queen. During her adventure with Crystal, she has learned what it is to become a leader of her race. Crystal returns to Warlock Mountain. She discovers that Randorn is dying. If they do not help him soon by planting moon seeds in special locations, he will not survive. Crystal places the final spirit at the top of Warlock Mountain. This causes what she thought were stone statues of the Krazoa to come to life. By placing the seventh spirit, the Krazoa began the alignment of the majestic 8 planets. This will bring about an age of peace in the universe and allow the Krazoa to finally emerge from their deep sleep. But Saber must be quick. The 8th and final spirit must be brought back to Warlock Mountain within a set time limit. If it isn't, then the alignment will not be complete. The Krazoa will have to remain in their slumber, and the dragon will live to fight again. Saber must now find the last Krazoa shrine. The Swap Stone tells him to seek the guardian of the Snowhorn tribe back in the northern waste where his adventure began. He discovers the shrine, but must complete the final challenge, the test of sacrifice. By doing this, Saber proves that he is willing to put his own life before that of a dinosaur, and thus is worthy of the final spirit. Before Saber returns to Warlock Mountain, Tricky leaves him to return to his family. This is something that Saber must do alone. If all goes well, Saber, Crystal, Randorn will soon be heading straight back to their own planet. He quickly makes his way back to the top of the mountain and arrives just in time. If Saber and Crystal did not plant the moon seeds to save Randorn, then Randorn will die. At this point, if they did, then he is brought back to health and has a special surprise for them. As Saber is about to place a final spirit to complete the alignment, the dragon swoops down and grabs him. Dracor is furious and, using his powers, pulls the spirit from Saber's body and into his own. The Krazoa attempt to intervene and begin firing at Dracor and Saber. Crystal shouts for them to stop, but it's too late. That's interesting. So that part right there, where it's talking about it sounds like you can choose to save Randorn and let him die. That's pretty cool. So this game has some options. As Saber's about to place. Alright, so let's see, we got one more page. And they are both knocked down through Warlock Mountain and into the core of the planet. It was here where Crystal had seen the vision of Saber being killed. It is now up to Saber to defeat the dragon and save the planet. Will Saber do it? What happens if he fails? What happens if he succeeds? Will they find the communication chamber and return to their world? Will the Krazoa really change for good, or is this part all in their plan? Why were they so keen on killing Dracor when Saber was in the line of fire? And who is really telling the truth? You'll have to play the game to find out. That's such a bummer. That story seems way more interesting than what we got. Let's check out some of the concept art. Alright. That's Sharp Claw. Pretty cool. Scales. Saber. They even have like the little fur texture on there. That's pretty cool. Tricky too. That must be the leader of the Lightfoot tribe. That kind of looks like just a fatter version of what we got. Let's see, Lightfoot tribe warrior. We got Crystal. Crystal again. We got the Krizoa Mirage. Let's see, we got just more pictures. That's cool. Alright, cool. It's probably the war. Scales. There's Dracor, the fucking dragon man. With a lot of technology on him. Ares again, I think that's without wings. There's that scene with the Sharp Claw going off on the bikes. Oh, and see, there's a rendition with Saber. So yeah, the 1 hour gameplay had Crystal as a temporary model, I think. So you can still see that Crystal's icons up there. So Crystal was made first, and Saber was secondary. There's Crystal in the Cloud Runner prison. See, it looks like that's Cloud Runner 2. That is probably it's probably a Swap Tone Hollow. Okay, and that is the Walled City with a red eye. It's cool. That's a crystal being swallowed by the monster. Let's see, and that is it's the Frozen Temple. That's probably supposed to be Saber, though. Let me see. Yeah, that's the start of that temple. That's Saber on the bike. That's Saber being tricky for the first time. Tricky being reunited with his mom. The opening scene. Back to the Sharp Claw. Okay, cool. Character bios. Let's just go through it. This won't take that long. Okay. Okay, so this is the Stone twins. Their names are Rocky and Rumble. The Swap Stones, Rocky and Rumble. The Swap Stone twins. Age, they're millions of years old. Likes eating, magic, energy, and rock music. Dislikes moss and getting beetles stuck in their toes. Weapons, they're large granite fists. Combat style, very difficult as they are stuck in the ground. Favorite spell, character swap. Favorite food, pebbles and gravel that fizzle on the tongue. Special abilities, can warp you around the world and offer advice. What they want to do when Dinosaur Planet has been saved, Rocky would enjoy a week's rest in his favorite granite quarry, whilst Rubble would just like to go back to sleep for a few more millennia. Personalities, Rocky and Rumble, although brothers, have quite different personalities. Rocky is loud and booming, laughing as he helps Crystal on her way. Rumble, on the other hand, is rather laid back and sounds as though he has just woken up every time the player talks to him. The brothers have a happy disposition and will be more than willing to help Saber and Crystal through their adventures, so long as they are given enough magic energy along the way. Role within the game. The Swapstone brothers are two of the most important characters in the game, other than helping the player out with hints and recaps of their adventures. The pair will also have two further very important uses. If the player wishes to swap characters at any point throughout the game, they will have to return to either Swapstone Circle or Swapstone Hollow. Here, they will find either one of the brothers and by speaking to them, the players can swap between each of the main characters. The other very important ability that another important ability that the swap stones have is the power to warp either character to Warlock Mountain, as each Quan at Lachu has been taken back to Warlock Mountain. The game could not be completed without the Swapstone brothers' help. I think they removed that because that seems rather cumbersome. Like, if they have to keep going back and forth. And then it also puts in the question, like, why do you need a swap stone if the characters both have to go to Swapstone Hollow? It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. It still kind of looks like the final result. Looks a little bit more like rough, but pretty much the same character overall. Let's keep reading. I think there's another page. Let me see. Background: the Swapstone brothers' history can be traced back to the time of the Krazoa. It was during this period that the secrets of Warlock Mountain were created. Using the magical rock mined from the mountain's interior, swapstones came to be. In those glory days, the swapstones roamed the land and actually built the shrines and Force Point temples. But since the Krazoa disappeared, they both sat down to rest and have not moved since. The player can only see their top halves, as over the millions of years they have been resting, the ground has changed around them. Okay, so they're not just like cut in half like the final one. Let's see, general scales. Alright, general scales. Name: General Scales. Age: 50. Height: approximately 11 feet. Nobody has ever been close enough to measure. Likes being generally evil and laughing at his own jokes. Dislikes everything except gold and treasure, weapons, large claw, and broadsword. Combat style: varied, will do anything to win in the fight. Favorite thing: his prized possession, the flying galleon. Favorite food: any small fluffy creature. Special abilities: scale size combined with his agility makes him a formidable beast. Other than his physical abilities, the general has some effective projectile type spells at his disposal. What Scales will do when Dinosaur Planet is his own words: all of the dinosaur tribes will bow before me at any given point and kiss my feet when I say so. A little fucking feet kink there, does he? Okay. Personality. The comment above gives you an idea of what kind of creature we are dealing with. He is the self-confessed ruler, tyrant, and dictator of the Sharpclaw tribe. Other than Dracor, General Scales is probably the game's most evil character, who will stop at nothing to win, even if that means killing the innocent on the way. Role in the game. Throughout most of the game, the player will perceive General Scales as being their main adversary. His large claw and agile movements see him become a difficult foe. When the player goes head to head with him in battle to the death in the Desert Force Point Temple. Background: orphaned at an early age, Scales grew up in the Sharpclaw tribe with a strong hatred of authority, a bully from the day he was born. Scales was feared by the rest of the Sharpclaw youngsters. In his early teens, he took part in many battles and was to become the youngest general in the Sharpclaw army. He lusted for power. He was relentless, and as leader of the army, at the age of 24, he acted out a coup and took out control of the tribe for himself. After long being denied the opportunity for his Sharp Claw to become one of the ruling tribes, he struck a deal with Drakkar, a dragon from the Chimerian race, and instigated the capture of Princess Kite and Prince Tricky in order to turn the Cloud Runner and Earthwalker tribes against each other. Though Scales does not realize he is just a pawn working for Drakkar's master plan. That's pretty cool. So yeah, he was gonna be betrayed either way. Alright, this is for Crystal. Alright, so we're looking at Crystal. Name, Crystal. Age, 16. Height, 5'8". Likes learning new skills and has a crush on Saber. Ooh! Dislikes people who underestimate her for being a girl, and Sharp Claw's stinky breath. Weapon, staff. Combat style. What is it? Melee Kundo? Ancient art of staff fighting, perfected by Wolven leaders. Favorite spell? The illusion spell. Crystal loves getting the better of dim Sharp Claws. Favorite food? Randor's berry pie. Special skills, special abilities. She's very acrobatic. What does Crystal want to do when Dinosaur Planet has been saved? Despite the hard girl image, Crystal really needs a week's relaxation at a health spa. Her nails her nails are filthy. Personality. Her turbulent upbringing has given her a cool and mature head for her age, which has often proved invaluable in some difficult situations. A skilled fighter, Crystal uses her staff as her main form of attack and defense. Her years spent growing up with Randorn have allowed her to hone her combat techniques to a level that is just right for bashing Sharp Claws. Role within the game. Crystal's relationship with her sidekick Kite grows as the game progresses. The alliance that forms between the two will see both characters rely on each other for support during many difficult situations and experiences. Background. On a dark night deep in the Northwood Forest, Crystal's tribe made camp in a small clearing. As the glowing embers of the campfire died away, leaving only the cold moonlight to cast light over the clearing, Crystal's sleep was disturbed by movement in bushes. Before she could react, her father, in an attempt to wake her, the silhouette of what looked like a woven warrior entered the clearing. The warrior began to attack them. Crystal was so scared, and it was so dark, she couldn't see the warrior's face. Crystal's father, bravely fighting back against the intruder, turned to look for his daughter. Fearing for her safety, he shouted, "Crystal, run! Keep going and don't turn back." She did not need telling twice. Fueled by fear, Crystal ran as fast as her 6-year-old legs could go. She kept running until she collapsed in a heap, cradled by the roots of a giant Northwood tree. After spending a night in the cold, Crystal took the opportunity as soon as day broke to attempt to retrace her steps and find her parents. As she moved through a gap in the undergrowth, Crystal saw a sight that made her freeze with fear. Crouched on the path in front of her, she saw what appeared to be a woven male checking her tracks. As she slowly moved back into the bushes, a twig snapped. under her feet. This alerted the wolven, who turned to face her. Crystal turned to run but tripped over a branch behind her. The wolven male crouched down close and spoke to her. "Don't be afraid, little one. I mean you no harm." She was feeling very alone, and as the wolven male sat speaking to her, she grew more and more comfortable with him. He explained that he found her family a few miles from here. Someone had killed them all. She was incredibly upset, but the stranger, who acted and sounded much like her own father, promised he would look after her. It was he that gave her the name Crystal. Okay. Alright, we got a few more. Let's check out Princess Kite. Alright. Princess Kite. Princess Kite, Crystal sidekick, age 11, approximately 2 feet. Likes riding thermals on golden plains. Dislikes confined spaces. Weapons, her strong beak. Combat style, swooping attacks, dive bombs. Favorite command, the distract command. Favorite food, tasty fireflies. Special ability to fly allows Kite to reach certain switches and objects that her land-based counterpart cannot. What does Kite want to do when Dinosaur Planet has been saved? Though she must return to her tribe and assume her role as queen, she would prefer to be playing with her brothers and sisters. Personality, Kite has developed a mature outlook on life and will not rush heading into rash decisions and acts. Unlike a certain little prince, her father was killed when she was a baby, and this left her mother with the responsibility of the Cloud Runner tribe. Unable to spend much time with her mother, Kite was alone for much of her younger life. This has made her very resilient and independent, though she does not wish someone to look up to this. This is where Crystal fits in. Role in the game. Kite is Crystal's sidekick. She is under complete control by the player. The obvious difference between her and Tricky is that she can fly. In this in turn changes the way you play levels involving Crystal and Kite. Kite's command, heal. She will return to you whenever this is used, regardless of what she may be doing. Flame, by eating fire berries, she is able to breathe fire on certain parts of the environment and baddies find uses to this to knock down items. Use this to knock down items that are out of reach of the player. Distract. Use the distract attention of baddies to allow the player to sneak past. Guard. Use the guard your dinosaur friends if they are under attack. Play. When you want a break from the adventure, you can play games with your dinosaur. That's cool. So they just completely just removed the character. The background. A fierce storm had been raging over the fortress for almost a full cycle of the moon. When the weather finally let up, Kite could stand being cooped up no longer, as the lulls were the best time to collect fireflies. She took the advantage and left her quarters. Flying around the fortress, she came to a rock ledge that she knew would be buzzing with fireflies. She wasn't disappointed, as they were always extremely docile after a large storm. They were very easy to collect. Kite ate as many fireflies as she could stuff into her mouth, but kept some as she knew her mother would appreciate the tasty snack. She had just filled a small container when Kite had heard a loud fizz and crackling behind her. As she turned around, a thin column of light struck her. The magic was, in fact, one of Scale's crude laser stuns given to him by Dracor. However hard she tried, she could not fly. As Kite stood struggling on the rock ledge, a huge wooden galleon rose out of the dark sky in front of her. Through the cloud, she could make out the piercing eyes of General Scales. He gave the order, and before she knew what had happened, two Sharpclaw were bundling her into a sack. Her world descended into darkness. Waking up, Kite found herself caged on the galleon. As it flew through the raging skies in the distance, she could just make out the shape of Cloud Runner's soldier flying towards the galleon. He appeared to have a strange blue creature strapped to his back. This blue creature turns out, of course, to be Crystal, and a new friendship begins. The Wizard Randorn. Name, Randorn. Age, gets very annoyed when asked, but believed to be around 65. Height, 6 feet approximately. Weapons, magic. Likes to teach his skills to others and a drop of whiskey. Dislikes the effects of war, hangovers, and noisy kids. Also, he's an alcoholic. Awesome. Combat style, due to his advancing years, tends to stick to using his magic powers. Favorite spell, the Force Field spell. Favorite food, ancient night vision roots, carrots. Special abilities, Randorn has the ability to use natural elements to create a very useful spell. Can also make a very respectable berry pie. What Randorn wants to do when Dinosaur Planet is saved. The old wizard would like to live his retirement watching over Saber and Crystal as they lead the mighty Wolven tribe into a new era of peace, and a good soak in the tub wouldn't hurt either. Personality. A great leader, master of magic, and a skilled warrior. These are all descriptions that have been given to Randorn. His weakness is his family. The death of his eldest son unleashed the dark side of his nature, and if you ask the Vixen to describe him, they would say he was a butcher of the innocent. He holds a dark secret, which if Crystal ever discovered, she would kill him. Roll in the game. During the course of the game, Randorn will reside in Warlock Mountain. The player will visit him every time they return to the mountain with a spirit. The old wizard is very knowledgeable and will be an invaluable guide for the player as they journey through the adventure. He will also give out spare items of magic energy if the player is running out. Background: years of warring development, Randor's skills of leadership, and he was able to send armies out against the Vixen tribe with relative success. It was during one of these offensive maneuvers that Randorn suffered the greatest personal blow of his life, of his whole regime. His eldest son led an offensive deep into Vixen territory, but was never to return. He was slain in battle. This was the final straw that snapped the mind of a great warrior who had seen too much unrest. Under the cover of darkness, shrouded in grief and guilt, Randorn slipped away from the midnight funeral ceremony held for his eldest son and disappeared into the night. He could no longer lead his tribe. He needed time to find answers alone. The following day, as Randorn searched the Northwood Forest for magical roots, needed in his spells, he came across a vixen camp. His blood boiled and his anger raged, and he could think about was his dead son. In a blind rage, he unleashed a terrible fury on the camp. He was attacked from all sides, but fought until every vixen lay dead. Exhausted, he collapsed on the ground and surveyed the scene of destruction around him. The feeling of guilt flowed through Randorn's veins, and almost too much to bear. The least he could do was give each vixen a decent burial. After burying the vixen warriors and bestowing a woven honor upon them, Randorn sat back to rest as he placed his hands down into the dirt and noticed a set of other tracks leading from the camp. Following the tracks, Randorn entered into a clearing. Suddenly, his attention was alerted to a noise behind him. Turning around, he spotted a small vixen child peering through the underground at him. There was no way that she would be out here on her own. She must have escaped from the destroyed camp. Although she was obviously afraid, Randorn managed to gain the trust of the young vixen. He took it upon himself to become a father figure for the young child and gave her a name, Crystal. He felt that the least he could do was raise the young girl and teach her the knowledge of survival. Through his dark secret must remain his own. As the years passed, they forged a strong relationship. Although Randorn could never shake out the guilt of leaving his son, Saber Randorn forged a staff made of the most precious metals, and on her 12th birthday presented Crystal with what would become her signature weapon. Although they would go on regular expeditions into uncharted land, during one such journey they stumbled across the ancient ruin. Telling Crystal to wait outside, he entered the darkness. Inside, Randorn could hardly believe his eyes. The room was unconstructed, using technology that he had never seen before. He rushed outside to tell Crystal of his find, and was surprised to see her offer him an object she had found while searching the ground above. Upon placing this object into the slot within the chamber, a strange reaction occurred. A beam of light from the wall, and within this, an image of a strange creature appeared, a dinosaur. He was the king of a tribe known as Earthwalkers, and asked for their help in saving his sickened planet. Randorn knew this was his destiny and ordered Crystal to find his son and explain what has happened. He jumped into the swirling vortex bound for Dinosaur Planet. Saber. Name, Saber. Age 20. Height, 6 feet. Likes being in charge and getting his own way. Dislikes losing challenges and looking after spoiled little princes. Weapons, sword. Combat style, ancient sword skills used only by woven warriors. Favorite spell, the projectile spell. It tests his marksman skills. Favorite food, any meat and pretzels he can get his hands on. Special abilities, like Crystal, Saber has been taught to use magic, although his main ability lies in his combat skills. What does Saber want to do when Dinosaur Planet has been saved? Despite acting like he doesn't care, Saber has a soft spot for Crystal. When this is all over, he is hoping that maybe she will go on a date with him. Bro, you're 20 and she's 16, man. You can't do that. Personality. A proud knight of Woven Order, Saber can be very headstrong and does not relish the prospect of looking after a spoiled prince throughout his journey. role in the game, as half of the main duo Saber's skills and courage are of utmost importance when it comes to finishing the game. He will develop a love-hate relationship with his sidekick, the Earthwalker Prince Tricky. Saber is firstly entrusted to look after Tricky, although later into the adventure he will realize the importance of the young prince's skill. Background: when he was only 10 years old, his brother was slain in battle against the Vixen. In the darkness of the night, a Solomon midnight ceremony saw his brother's spirit offered to the gods, a tradition with death of all woven warriors during the ceremony. Saber's father, Randorn, was so stricken with grief and guilt for his eldest son's death, it was he that sent him into battle, that he set out on a personal quest for discovery to never be seen by Saber again. Thoughts of his father's disappearance haunted Saber for many long winters until he could take it no more. He had so many questions that only his father could answer, that he decided to head out from the safety of his homeland and into the wilderness in search of Randorn. Deep within a wooden valley, Saber came face to face with a female born of this Vixen tribe. As their two tribes had been enemies for years, Saber was surprised when he drew his sword to hear her call him by his name. Saber slowly sheathed his sword and listened to Crystal's tale. She told of his father disappearing into a vortex bound for a planet of dinosaurs. Following their chance meeting, an unlikely alliance was forged, and together they entered the vortex on the trial of Randorn. Thus starts Saber's adventure on Dinosaur Planet. Sharpclaw Soldier. Name: Sharpclaw Soldier. Age: varied. Likes: eating and bullying. Dislikes: washing and brushing their teeth. Weapon: wooden club. Combat style: very little, just swings and hopes. Favorite spell: none, they all hurt. Favorite food: dino kibas. What do they want when Dinosaur Planet is there? The soldiers are planning to pillage the planet and then hold a huge drunken party with plenty of food. Personality: as an offshoot of the Hookclaw tribe, the Sharpclaw over the years have slowly developed a slightly more civilized behavior, although their underdeveloped brains somehow contradicts this. Role in the game: led by the evil dictator General Scales, the grunting Sharpclaw will be found at numerous locations throughout the game. Their main form of attack will be a single club, although they will be found stationed at large gun placements and even rolling gunpowder barrels down a hill at you. Whenever a Sharpclaw is killed, it will leave behind a unit of magic energy. Disposing of them will become the main way of keeping magic energy levels high. Shown above is a standard Sharpclaw, although they will be found in several different guises throughout the game. Some will be found in winter clothing, whereas others will actually ride jet bikes lent to them by Drakkar. Although rather hostile towards Saber and Crystal, it is believed that the Sharpclaw are not genuinely bad, but only following their evil leader's orders due to fear of reprisal. It will eventually turn out that ridding the planet of General Scales will release the Sharpclaw tribe from his evil, giving them new hope for the future. called the Dragon Baddie. This is Dracker. Yep, that's his model from the final game too. Dracker. Age 200 dragon years. Height 25 feet. Likes universal domination, absolute power. Nothing you wouldn't expect. Dislikes any mere mortal that stands in his way. Weapon, the Power Claw. Combat style, flying attack. Favorite spell, he's only just beginning to learn magic. Favorite spell, he's only just beginning to learn magic. Favorite spell, he's only just beginning to learn magic, but he does get a kick out of the disappearing coin trick. So he's fucking retard, okay. Favorite food, sheep and cows, but whilst he's on Dinosaur Planet, he's taking a liking to Thorntails. What he wants to do when Dinosaur Planet has been destroyed, he will bathe in the sweet waters of revenge when all the Krazoa lie dead. Then will unleash his powers on the rest of the Majestic Eight. Personality, Dracker is the epitome of pure evil. Even other members of his own race, the Cimmerians, who are hardly angels themselves, could not understand the depth of his hatred. Labeled as a threat to their society, Dracker was banished from his planet. This only caused to fuel his anger even more and gave the spark to his evil plot. Role in the game. Little is revealed about Dracker, as initially General Scales appears to be the main baddie. It is not until the Krazoa reveal themselves that you learn of the dragon and his plans. His role has been to supply Scales with the advanced technology and equipment, equipped him with the firepower to take control of Dinosaur Planet. Background. Although little is known about Dracker, it is believed that his race were around at the same time as the Krazoa. The Cimmerians were not evil to the core, but they did not wish to be ruled over by the Krazoa, and did not believe in worshipping the Quan Lachu. After the Cimmerians defeat during the Great War, they became a peaceful race. Evolution changed them from huge war-loving creatures into smaller, peace-loving ones, though they still look very scary. Dracker knew that the last great dragon had died above a planet now populated with annoying creatures called dinosaurs. This very same planet is also the universe's greatest source of pure magic, energy. If he can utilize the huge resources of power, he believes he can bring the great dragon back to life and use its destructive forces for his own. Enlisting the help of a foolish dinosaur called General Scales, he begins his evil plan. Alright, Prince Tricky. Name, Prince Tricky. Saber's sidekick. Age, 9. Height, 4 feet. Likes fooling around with his baddies, seeing how much he can eat. Dislikes being told what to do. Weapon, a powerful headbutt and a useful flame command. Combat style, a running charge. Not very subtle, but it usually does the trick. Favorite command, the find command, so he can find food to fill his always hungry stomach. So yeah, that was always a mechanic. Wonderful. Favorite food, mushrooms from Swapstone Hollow, though they sometimes give him bad gas. Special abilities, his acute sense of smell allows Tricky to locate objects and food hidden under snow and other loose surfaces. This sense, coupled with his ability to dig out objects and secret passages, makes Tricky a useful traveling companion. Personality. As he was born into the Earthwalker tribe as royalty, Tricky spent his early years not wanting for anything. He could be forgiven for allowing this way of life affect him. Being used to having his own way, Tricky does have a tendency to act rather spoiled. All things said, the pair do manage to get on with the job at hand. Roll in the game. After a rocky start, Saber and Tricky become friends, and soon his skills are put into use. Tricky will one day have to take the role of king over the Earthwalker tribe, so his parents are eager for him to learn strengths and values needed to become a great leader. For now, the player will have to make do with his skills that will be collected through the game. Here are a list of his commands. He will come running back to you wherever you call. Though if there's food involved, you may have to call him twice. Find. Use this and he can dig into the ground and find objects and can also dig tunnels for you to crawl through. Flame. Use this to set fire to the environment and any baddies that get in the way. Play. Saber always carries a ball with him, and Tricky loves to play fetch. Distract. Rolls on his belly and causes even the nastiest of Guardclaw to want to tickle him. Background. Tricky's involvement in the adventure starts on a quiet day in the Earthwalker Temple. Not too long ago, his father, the King Earthwalker, was unhappy with Tricky's behavior on the morning in question and had sent him out of the main temple to think about his actions. Tricky sulked although the outside of the temple for a couple of hours, generally thinking about how unfairly he thought he was being treated. Maybe I could run away. That would show them. Although, deep down he knew that he couldn't face the prospects of missing his lunch. What happened next was completely taken the youngster by surprise and made him wish he hadn't thought about running away. A large shadow moved overhead. Tricky looked up to see the underside of what looked like a huge metal bird. This was in fact one of General Skill's flying dragon ships. Coming to halt above him, a green beam of light suddenly lit the whole area. As the tractor beam pulled Tricky up towards the ship, he caught a glimpse of his father running out of the temple below. It was the last time he would see him. The dragon ship takes Tricky to the top of Ice Mountain, where it is lowered down to the waiting Sharpclaws. They march him into a prison, and the huge wooden doors slam shut behind him. Alright, there we go. That's all of the documents. Let me see. I don't think there's anything wrong with sharing this content in audible fashion. I read all of this stuff, so you guys really don't have to. I'll link this website in the description. But let me just share my thoughts real quick. So the original adaptation of Dinosaur Planet seems a lot more interesting than Star Fox Adventures, especially considering that you had two characters that were swappable, kind of like Banjo-Tooie, with their own sidekicks. So there's a few characters that are just completely removed from Star Fox Adventures. Like Saber's gone, Kite's gone. The other Swapstone twin is removed. Randor is gone, so you don't have the wizard giving you additional magic. The other thing is that's pretty major is that instead of Andross being the final boss, we had a Dracor, which Dracor in the original game just kind of comes out of nowhere. We just have a fucking random dragon in the final temple. That's just an on-rail shooter, and so I wonder if that boss was going to be the same in Dinosaur Planet. We might never know because the full summary we got here, or the full condensed story we got, doesn't really describe how the battle goes. It kind of leaves us with questions. Let me see. Let me get the last page up real quick. Let me see. I think it was right here. Let's see. And so it kind of just leaves you off with Saber about to fight Dracor, and it just kind of leaves you on a cliffhanger. So it really sucks that we don't have like a full complete story. It just leaves us off like an episode of Lost. Yeah, and I don't know. I would really like some of these questions answered. Like, most likely, like Saber's going to win, so we know that. We don't know if Saber, like, if they do like that one of those things where Saber kills Draker, but then like dies at the end. What happens if he fails? Draker will probably live, but most likely get destroyed by the Krazoa spirits because you have them. Most likely there would probably be a good ending where they would find the communication chamber and be able to return to their own world. I have this sneaking suspicion for this one. Will the Krazoa really change for the good, or is this all a part of their plan? I have this strange feeling that this is just a part of their plan. Like there might be like like this story fully finished, that there'd be like another double cross. Like the Krazoa were actually evil the whole time, because it's very strange that in the final game Andross is tied with the Krazoa. And so I feel like there was probably like a Krazoa battle, like at the end, where you did stuff very similar, and you probably flew on like the pterodactyl or something to do it. But I feel like just with this, how the story's written, that there was a lot that was already set up. Because even like the final temple, I thought that was just kind of like shoehorned in, but with this condensed story, it seems like that was like fully written. The only thing that was different was Dracor wasn't a part of it. But it seemed like it was a lot of like still the same stuff with the on-rail shooting. So I feel like with that knowledge and like what we got, I feel like the Krazoa were still going to be evil in this version too. Or at least there would be, not evil, but like there'd be a double cross by them, you know? With the second question, it seems like it's kind of foreshadowing, hinting at that. Why were they so keen on killing Draker when Saber was in the line of fire? Because you'd think like with Saber being there, they would try to like be careful. Like, yeah, Draker's like really bad, but his power has kind of been shut down since they turned off the ancient dragon heart. And yeah, who's really telling the truth? Yeah, I feel like they were really hinting at that. Not only was General Scales not the main bad guy, but neither was Draker. The main villain of the game was the Krazoa, and I think that's why when we have the final game, they had Andross tied to that Krazoa statue, because even that really fits into well. But that's just a theory. There's no hard evidence, and we may never know what Rare initially intended before it became a Star Fox game. But I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. This footage is mainly going to be used in a Star Fox Adventure video I'm working on to do a comparison between the final game and the Dinosaur Planet version. If you guys enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, liking the video. All right, you guys don't be kooks, and subscribe. All right, see you later.